Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to walk you through Unit 1, Session 1. It is our first unit of real content, first session of real content. Last week we were working on the orientation, and now we're going to jump into our very first unit, which is all about application writing. So it's the kind of writing that you do when you're making an application. So we're going to look at college essays, we're going to look at resumes, we're going to look at cover letters, and really think about what makes a good cover letter. Guys, this is one of the most practical skills that we do in English courses because it's one of those things you're going to come back to over and over again throughout your adult life as you apply for new positions and get ahead, as I know you all are going to. So let me walk you through it. I'm on the updates page right now. We're going to go over to materials, course content, and then Unit 1, Session 1. And the session plan. Now, this particular session is all about defining the genre. So it's really thinking through what does make a good application, what does make good application writing, what kinds of things are we looking for. Some quick announcements, just some information about making sure you save my contact info to your phones. I'm here to help anytime you have questions. You do have to reset your password. So if you're a Jeffco student, make sure that you get that taken care of by September 1st, or you will be locked out of all Jeffco systems, and that would make all of us sad. And make sure that everybody has to do an introduction phone call with me by September 10th. So make sure that you get that appointment set up. And there's a link here to my You Can Book Me page. All right, here's your suggested schedule, the things we're working on this week. It's a page with our essential questions, starting to think through some of the core ideas for this session. All right, so our first step is just going to be to start brainstorming. As you think about the upcoming year, what kind of application writing might you have to do? A resume, a cover letter, a scholarship essay, a college application essay. I'm just going to give you a heads up that during the course of this unit, there will be a point where you'll get to choose, do you want to focus on resumes and cover letters, do you want to focus on a college application essay? And it's just depending on what you think the next year holds. And don't worry, you're not making a lifelong decision here. You're just going, okay, I'd really like to focus on the college application essay, or I'd really like to focus on resumes and cover letters. And so that's going to happen in session 2, where you're going to kind of make that choice. But for this session, we're thinking about all of them, if that makes sense. So what kinds of things might you be doing in the next year? What do you think makes a successful application? What do you think employers or admissions officers are really looking for when they're looking at an application, and how do you impress them? All right, so you're going to make an initial post and 2 follow-up posts on that discussion. Then you're going to do some best guess gathering. This is where you're going to start to find what are some things that you think make a good cover letter, a good resume, a good college application essay. I blanked there for a second. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is look for what a good resume. There's some information on here on how to make a good search. You're going to find a resume that you feel like is a really strong example, and then you're going to copy and paste it into a word processing document and add 3 to 5 sentences on why you think that resume is high quality. Okay, so you've done that for resume. Next step is going to be cover letter. Find what you think is a good cover letter, write an explanation of why you think it's a good cover letter, and then finally college application essay and an explanation of why you think that it is a good college application essay. Okay, and then on the next page you're going to submit those. That will be a big document, but if you can put it in one document for me, that will help a lot. Next, you're going to create something called an always, sometimes, never. This is a process that we will repeat several times as we think about writing within a particular genre. You're going to think about, okay, application writing always does this. What does it always do? Things like it always shows the best about the person that's writing it. Then you're going to write, what does it sometimes do? Well, it sometimes tells a story in order to draw the reader in. Or what does it never do? Well, it never admits your faults. Okay, those are just some examples. I want at least 3 qualities in each one of these columns. You can just copy and paste this whole chart right over into a word processing document, or if you'd prefer, I gave you a Google Drive link right here that has that chart in it. You can fill it out there. Okay, once you have that, you're going to submit it to the Dropbox. If you are using Google Drive for your assignments, please make sure you submit a clickable link to the Dropbox. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, make sure you watch that video right there, because I talk about what is a clickable link and how do you do that. Okay, that's something that will save you a lot of headaches all over the course of the whole semester. And then our final step for this session is you're going to apply what you've found. So you've looked at all these examples, you've thought about, okay, in application writing, what do I always, sometimes, and never do? And then we're going to look at some examples. You're going to pretend that you are a hiring manager at Kid World Pizza. It's a pizza parlor inside of an amusement park. It's open 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Lots and lots of children working there. And you are in charge of hiring the new social director, who's in charge of all the parties and special events, okay? There's some information here about what you're looking for. And then you have 3 resumes. I want you to look at those 3 resumes and tell me which candidate do you think would be the best social director. You're going to do that on the next page, which is a discussion board. So you're going to be explaining to the rest of the class, which person would you hire and why would you hire them? Give me a 100-word response, lots of evidence in there. By the way, there is not one single right answer. I think there are arguments that could be made for all of these candidates, so make your argument strong and stick with it. And then you're also going to reply to other people once they've posted their rationale. Point out, what did you guys have in common? What was different? What questions do you have for that person? And in your discussion post responses, be aware that I am looking for more than I agree, or I said the same thing. I'm looking for you to expand on the ideas of the original person, okay? Then we're going to do a look ahead in our next week. As I mentioned, you'll be writing beginning to write either a resume and cover letter or a college application essay. You'll get to choose which one of those you want to do. And that brings us to the end of the session. I hope you have a great week. Don't forget that anytime you have questions, I am here to help. Thank you. I can't wait to see your thinking about application essays.